Imagine standing under the warm Iberian sun, looking out over hundreds of acres of blooming almond trees. Pink and white petals stretch toward the horizon. This isn't just any farm. You are growing the Marcona almond, the legendary queen of almonds. It is sweet, buttery, prized by Michelin star chefs, and sold at double or triple the price of standard California nuts. On paper, it sounds like the ultimate agricultural goldmine. High demand, premium pricing, and a centuries-old European heritage. But here is the reality. A single freezing night in March can wipe out 3 years of profit in less than 4 hours. A shift in regional water quotas can render half your trees sterile before summer even begins. And despite charging premium prices, many orchard owners watch their margins get completely eaten alive before a single nut ever reaches a store shelf. Because here is the truth most outside investors fail to see. Owning a Marcona almond orchard is not actually a business of selling luxury snacks. It is a high-stakes game of microclimate risk management, water rights speculation, and capital survival. To understand how money flows in this industry, you first have to realize that not all almond orchards in Spain are built the same. The market is broadly split into 4 distinct operational models. First, there are traditional rainfed orchards. Located in hilly, arid regions, they rely entirely on natural rainfall. They have low setup costs, but the yield is low and highly unstable, mostly sold to local brokers at commodity prices. Second, modern high-density irrigated orchards. These treat almond production like a factory line, with trees planted closely together and supplied by computer-monitored drip irrigation. It requires massive capital for wells and land leveling, but offers high, predictable volumes for global food processors. Third, organic and protected designation of origin farms. These growers focus on environmental certifications and regional authenticity. The physical yields are lower, but they capture the highest price premium per kilogram, selling directly to premium European health food brands. Finally, integrated agro-industrial operations. These are the heavyweights. They don't just grow the almonds. They own the hulling facilities, processing plants, and packaging lines, capturing margin at every stage for major global supermarket chains. If you want to buy land in Spain, plant some saplings, and sit back to collect profits, the financial reality will hit you long before your first harvest. Beyond the land, there are hidden capital requirements that catch new owners completely off guard. For starters, water rights. In Spain, owning land doesn't mean you own the water beneath it. Acquiring legal water concessions is an expensive, bureaucratic nightmare. Then, there is rootstock grafting. Marcona trees are picky. They require specific, expensive nursery-grafted rootstocks to survive the chalky Spanish soil. Next is the 4 to 5 year cash flow valley. You face up to 5 years of paying for pruning, fertilizers, and taxes, with absolutely zero revenue coming in. When you finally do harvest, you need specialized machinery. Marcona almonds have a rock-hard shell, requiring special tree shakers and expensive dehulling equipment so you don't crush the delicate nut inside. And lastly, active frost mitigation. Because Marcona trees bloom early, you have to install massive wind turbines, automated sprinklers, or heating canisters just to protect your blossoms from spring freezes. This brings us to the core economic paradox of the Marcona almond industry. The very characteristics that give the Marcona almond its luxury price tag make it fundamentally inefficient and fragile to grow. The higher the price climbs, the thinner your operational margin for error becomes. You are forced to charge a premium simply to offset the extreme structural fragility built into the biological nature of the crop itself. To see this in the real world, look at the traditional growing regions across southern Spain. For generations, traditional co-ops sold raw nuts to middlemen for local nougat production. But when cheap California almonds flooded Europe, standard prices dropped sharply. Adding to the pain, severe droughts led to massive water cuts, destroying their yields. The orchards that survived didn't do so by growing more almonds. They survived by completely altering their economics. Successful cooperatives banded together to build localized shelling and roasting facilities. They bypassed the middlemen entirely, securing direct contracts with international specialty retailers. By capturing the processing margin and leveraging their regional identity, they turned a fragile commodity into a defensible luxury asset. To truly grasp this volatility, let's look at the financial extremes. In a favorable year, spring is mild with no late freezes. Water is plentiful, and export demand is strong. Revenue easily covers fixed land debt, labor, and maintenance. The orchard generates strong positive operating margins, allowing the owner to build capital reserves and reinvest in the farm. But in an unfavorable year, a warm February tricks trees into blooming early, followed by a sudden March freeze that kills 70% of the blossoms. Summer heat waves bring strict water cuts. Energy prices spike just to run the water pumps, while a bumper crop in the U.S. drags global nut prices down. Your fixed costs remain exactly the same, but your revenue vanishes, forcing you to burn through cash reserves just to keep the trees alive for next year. At the end of the day, the business of growing Marcona almonds reveals a fundamental truth about agricultural economics. In the world of premium crops, true wealth is never made by producing what is easy. It is earned by mastering the financial discipline required to survive what is fragile.